I'm Donna Davis, along with Richard Cole. Richard, it's good
Hi
to
there.
see you. It's been a little while.
It has been a little while. It's
Yeah.
really good to be here, too.
Yeah, it's great to have you back. It feels good to have you in the studio. I know everybody's looking forward to all your insights because we've got a lot going on right now.
There's a lot going on right now, isn't it? It's a good time of year for a lot to be going on.
Yeah. So on our show today, we're going to talk about calendars.
Yep.
We've got the Kohl's 2026 calendar out. We're going to tell you how you can get one. We're also going to talk a little bit about the fall slowdown, right?
Fallish slowdown in this case.
Yeah.
We'll expand on that.
Yeah, so right now, some people are saying that there's not enough birds coming to their feeder, but you're going to give us some insight on why that is happening. So we're going to look forward to that. And then we've also, Richard has some great ideas, of course, and insights about holiday gifting. So we're going to be showing you some video of some feeders and some seed in action and find out about Richard's favorite seeds and all of that in action. So we'll also get Richard's insights into some of his favorite things. We'll ask him some questions that came on social media. We want you all to ask us your questions. This is your chance to ask a true expert, Richard Cole. He's been feeding birds for decades, and he knows all about it.
In decades.
Well, it has been an incredible journey for you.
It has. It has. It's funny to look back, and it's been that long. Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You really turned your passion for, the birds into an entire career, and that's just fascinating. So first of all, let's talk about this calendar. You want to?
Yeah, it's a calendar.
It's a gorgeous calendar.
I'll tell you, it's ours. We put it out, and I look at it, and I'm so proud of it because that thing is good.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that the team and everybody gets something this good out there every year, and the pictures come from our customers.
Yeah.
Or the people who watch this show.
They took such beautiful pictures this year. It was so
And we
difficult.
compose it each year. We're very proud of this calendar. It's something you would really like to have hanging on your wall.
And the paper is really high quality. The pictures are gorgeous. So if you want to get a calendar, all you have to do is email Cindy. How do you spell that, Richard?
S-I-N-D-Y.
Yes.
She's rather special.
S-I-N-D-Y.
S-I-N-D-Y.
You just email her and request a calendar. You can also go to Kohl's One Stop Shop. This is a website where if you order anything from Kohl's One Stop Shop, where you can get any of the Kohl's products, then you're also going to get a calendar. How fun is that? So that comes for you with
That's
your
a really
order.
good offer.
It really is. So you get this beautiful calendar. You don't have to pay anything for it. It is one per email. Of course, you can't email Cindy and say, can you send me 10 of these? But they are gorgeous. You will love them. And we so appreciate all of you who sent in your pictures and made this gorgeous calendar possible. So let's talk about fall. You want to?
Yeah, we mentioned the fall slowdown. I talk about it every year. It's a period of time after the summer and all the babies are out and everything. There's a lot of birds. They're covering the feeders. They're everywhere, and then it just kind of dissipates. And early in my career in this business, I got really worried the first fall or two I went through. It's like, I'm doing something wrong. All my birds left. But I learned it's normal. There's a lot of natural food out there in the fall time for the birds. There's all the insects that have been around, all the spiders that are still in the trees, all the other types of insects that they can get, plus all the berries and little nuts and things. A lot of natural food. That's what they eat. Well, when that's available, they don't have to come to the feeders all the time.
Right.
It's not that they don't like you anymore, but they've got other things to eat.
Yes.
But this time of year, I still worry about where'd my birds go.
But you did say it's picked up just lately, right?
Yes,
Just lately.
And the good news is in the last week I've seen an uptick in birds in my feeder. And this is very late.
Good.
That's why I say fall-ish slow down because this year we had so few birds at our feeders. It was very strong in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
You can't speak for the whole area, but in my neighborhood, evidently there was a lot of natural food around my place. I would go for hours and not see a bird at one of my feeders.
Wow.
And that's very unusual. But
Yeah.
it's starting to pick back up.
Yeah.
And that's the good. And it will every year. Just get used to it. We don't like to see it. But use the
Right.
time for maintaining feeders, putting
Yeah.
new feeders out,
Yeah.
getting things straightened out while they're eating somewhere else.
Yeah, and one of my, so I get to know some of the Coles fans because I do social media for Coles. And Lydia Lively, who is so kind and takes beautiful pictures, and I feel like I know her, she had said that things had really slowed
Yeah.
down. And it can be so disheartening because you got your food out there and you can't wait to see your feathered friends. And they're like, no, we're just not coming, and you feel like you're doing something wrong. So I hope this is an assurance to her and to anyone else out there who's having a tough time right now.
It's
But yes,
gonna
they'll
be
come
okay.
back.
There's
Right.
2 times in the bird feeding year
Right.
that we get a lot of questions about what's
Yeah.
going on. One is fall slowdown time right now.
Right.
The other
Right.
is when are my hummingbirds coming?
Yes. Yeah.
And it starts about February. When are the hummingbirds? In March. Where's my hummingbirds? I had a lot of them last year.
Yeah.
Give it a little time. They'll be here. So
Right.
those 2 things.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
We also want to talk about some gifts for the fall. I mean, gifts for the holidays.
Yes.
So we want to talk about the feeders and products that you can get for somebody who wants to get into birding, or maybe you feel like they would love birding and you want to give them some starters, or maybe you want to ask for some things. So we've got some examples from Richard's yard. Of course, we were there and shot some video. But these things are for all seasons.
And
We
there's
were
the
there in
Bountiful
warmer
Bowl
weather.
right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on this Bountiful Bowl? You like it, the Bountiful Bowl?
Yeah. It's, as I said, it's not a large feeder. It's a very, very versatile feeder. You get good views of the birds. It'll accommodate all sizes of the birds. It's just functional and easy. You just clean it. It's a breeze. There's no porch. You have to try to disassemble everything. It's just great, and you can just dump anything into it. Kibbles like that. You can put sun meats in there. You can throw a few extra peanuts if you want to in there. Anything will fit in their bowl. And it holds enough to make it so you don't have to go out there every 2 or 3 hours. It'll last you a day.
One thing, too, about this feeder, and I didn't notice it until we were just looking at this, the birds don't particularly like to be on there with each other. They'll come in about one at a time, so that way your seed's not going so fast, right? So you get to almost constantly enjoy, and a wide variety.
Birds have their personal space. They really
Yeah.
do, for the most part, especially different species. It's like we have our personal space. We
Right.
don't want to be on too crowded of an elevator. So there's not as much perching room around this feeder as on the one you were showing that's in my yard. It's a huge feeder where you can get 4 or 5 birds around there. Sometimes you see 2 or 3, especially if they're
Yeah.
feeling friendly or if they're very hungry. But
Yeah.
it gives you a lot of views of the birds. They'll stage outside of that area and come in when the other bird leaves. And so you get a lot of birds without going through an awful lot of seed.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing about it. You'll almost notice, there's almost never a time there's not somebody on it. And, okay, so we've talked
There we
about
go.
this. Oh, aren't they
Speaking of, any bird can get on
beautiful?
this feeder.
And they're almost like gymnasts on this, right? It doesn't come easy for them, but they're still going to enjoy it. Tell me about these suet kibbles. And you know what I have to tell you, Richard? What I love about suet kibbles, these vibrant colors.
Yeah.
Tell me
well,
about suet kibble then.
Suet kibbles it's like, you've heard of suet in a big greasy square cake type thing. Or this is greasy. It's got the fat in it though, and that's really what it is. It's from suet fat, and it's in there, but it's in with things to make it a little harder like that, like a flour or cornmeal, and then it's pressed into little pellets.
Yeah.
So it's bite size. They can grab one and go, or they can eat it right there. It gives them something to do what they want to do. Grab something and chomp on it. Grab something and peck on it, and it's bite size just for them.
Who came up with this? It's brilliant. Suet
It is.
kibble.
It's I hate to say it, it's almost like processed food for the birds.
It is.
But it's got the good stuff in it.
It really does. It's all healthy. And so, and as the weather gets colder, which it is starting to get really cold,
It's coming.
all that suet and that fat is so good for the birds because they use a tremendous amount of energy to stay, just to kind of keep up with all the cold, right?
Yeah, the suet has the oils and the fats in it that gives them a lot of energy, just like a big suet cake or something. But it's, like I said, it's like little snack foods for them, and they love this stuff.
I know. And I enjoy seeing the suet, not in a cage, like the cake.
Yes.
I enjoy seeing it out in the Bountiful Bowl feeder. What are your favorite birds to watch, Richard? Which one's coming up like right now? Did you say like I really love these type birds? Like,
Well,
is there anyone in particular?
all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I get asked a lot to pick my favorite bird. I can't.
Yeah.
There is no.
Yeah.
It's almost my favorite bird of the moment.
Yes.
It's because
Yeah.
it's what they're doing. Is you get a chance to see them, you
Yeah.
get a chance to interact with their lives a little bit and watch them
Yeah.
carry on. And of course, you get something like the cardinal popped up there, and you got to look at it.
Yeah.
As we saw just a moment ago, the red-bellied woodpecker.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I'm going to stop and watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Is that my favorite bird? Probably not. Then here come the bluebirds.
Yeah.
And then on and on and on and on. Yeah.
So when I first started bird watching, I always loved the males,
Yes.
the bright colors and all that. As time went on with watching the birds, I found the females to be just as beautiful.
They are. It's
They
just,
are.
they're just
It's
their
different.
colors are generally more subdued,
Yeah.
and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So when they're sitting on a nest, they're not flashing bright colors saying, "Here I am, predators." So
Yeah.
they can hide a little better.
Yeah, definitely. So now we want to take a look at some video we got of sunflower meats in a large feeder. Now, Richard has this really large feeder, and as you can see, what a difference. This is Cheers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They all come out here, but like you just said, they're hanging together, all the goldfinches.
Yes, yes. You're not going to see other types of birds may come in there if they got enough room for their personal space.
Yeah.
But typically, they're not going to get too close together, unless they're really, really hungry.
Or I thought you were going to say unless they're really friendly. Did you see that one that just
Really,
knocked the other one off?
Yeah.
I always say they're on deck too. See the female? She's just waiting for a place to
it's
open.
grosbeaks.
Yeah.
There's the grosbeaks. We get a treat for the
Yeah.
grosbeaks in the fall
Yeah,
and a little bit in the winter.
yeah.
Yeah. I could sit here and just watch this the rest of the day.
I know, isn't it beautiful? And I love this. Look, did you see the two females being a little aggressive? She's so aggressive. And that's
Yeah.
funny. You kind of think of the males as being more aggressive, but this one, I've seen this footage before. This little female is like, nobody gets
It seems
near
like
me.
all
She
of them,
just
it's like-
chased them off.
Yeah.
Isn't that
It's
funny?
like all of them are a little bit like,
Yeah.
don't mess with my food.
Yeah,
They all
it's
wanna
so
claim it.
cute how they think it's theirs. And there's
Yep.
so much food there for everyone.
That's part of the fun
Look
of
at all
watching.
that.
'Cause
Yeah, I
they're not
know.
going to do any damage to each other, but they're just
Yeah.
so aggressive to each other at the food source.
Yeah.
But that's how they survive. They have to protect their food source.
Absolutely. And so I want to talk a little bit about the sunflower meats. Tell us why this is so popular. All the birds love the sunflower
Well,
meats.
birds love sunflower seeds.
Yes.
Seeds. They've traditionally been fed sunflower seeds because it's a big seed.
Yeah.
They can get it instead of the millet milo. Most of the birds don't care for it as much unless it's on the ground, and the pigeons and doves and sparrows will eat a fair amount of millet spread out like that because they're ground feeders. These birds eat this. It becomes just like a insect substitute. Because insects are what these guys live on. A lot of their diet is composed of insects, little grubs and things, soft,
Yeah.
moist, full of energy.
Yeah.
Sunflower meats fills that bill.
And
There's
when
no
you,
shell on it.
yep.
The real advantage of that is not only do they just love to eat it, but birds that can't crack the shell can eat it.
Yeah, little
We
ones.
have wrens coming up. They
Yeah.
can't crack sunflower shells, but they'll come up and peck around where other birds would drop them. But here they get to come and have a big
Yes.
lunch.
Yeah.
And all the birds will eat that. The non-normal seed-eating birds will eat it because all these little sunflower kernels are just like insect substitutes. And it's good energy for them.
You mentioned years ago that bluebirds used to never come to feeders.
Well-
And I think of that
Yep.
as a real solution because bluebirds were like, no, thanks. We eat
Yeah.
the insects, but now they're
We've
coming
got
to
to
feeders.
watch this evolve because when we first got into this business way back when, yes, it was said, well, you don't feed bluebirds. They won't come to the feeder.
Right.
Pretty much they were right.
Yeah.
They didn't come to feeders. There was nothing for them to eat.
Yeah.
They're not seed crackers. So you put out sunflower in a shell, there's nothing for them to eat there. Over time, I think a lot, our getting sunflower meats out there,
Yeah.
and then eventually suet kibbles,
Yeah.
there's food out there. They see the birds, they can get there and actually find something they can eat. So lo and behold, all of a sudden now, bluebirds are abundant at a lot of our feeders that have this good seed in there.
And bluebirds are so much fun to attract.
Yes,
they
they are.
So,
Yes.
yeah, and you just love how little they are, but all the ones that can't really crack that seed, you're going to see those little beautiful birds. And another thing I love about the sunflower, and I do love the hot meats. So Kohl's has it available, the sunflower meats in the hot flavor, so that you're getting that hot. You're not feeding all the squirrels because, let's face it, it's expensive, sunflower meats.
It is.
You don't want the squirrels to eat it. So they won't eat it. They don't like the heat, the habanero chili peppers, but it doesn't hurt the birds at all.
Yeah, the birds can't taste that flavor of the heat. And mammals, like us, can certainly taste it, and it's a little too hot for them. They'll come and eat a little bit, and then just, no. We've watched one, two, but you'll see them 3 or 4, say, oh, this squirrel's going to sit there and eat.
Yeah.
And after 4 or 5 minutes, it says, no, and you don't see it come back. Or you'll see it over on the railing, wiping its face on the railing or something. Yeah, that's a little too hot.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt.
An animal that's hungry enough will eat just about anything. And I think we know that.
Yes.
Like we will, if we're hungry enough, we'll eat just about anything. But it's not preferred. And as long as there's plenty of other food around, they're not going to eat it. But I love about sunflower meats too, there's no waste.
No.
You don't see the shells out. They're not making a mess. They eat 100% of that.
Yes.
And if some drops on the ground, somebody's going to eat it.
Somebody's going to get it.
Yeah, there's you don't have
and
to worry about
there's no shells
that.
all over the place.
Right.
It's almost like if somebody's eating peanuts at the ball game and they're throwing the shells
Yeah.
everywhere.
Right.
Well, there's no shells all over your ground
Right.
to wake up and lay on top of your grass and all.
So if you have a neat, grateful friend, a friend who's very clean and wants her birds to not, or his birds not to mess up anything, the sunflower, the hot meats or the sunflower meats, that is a great thing
Yes,
for
it
somebody like that who just doesn't want the mess out in their yard. But let's also talk about one of your favorite blended foods, special feeder and a tube feeder. We're going to show you a video of that. So if you were getting a gift, somebody were giving you another gift of this, you would love this, right?
2 of them at least.
Yeah.
This is just like the ultimate tube feeder setup.
Yeah.
You get a great feeder in we have 2 sizes, 3
Yeah.
sizes actually. And one that's very large, one that's a little slimmer. And you get a dome over the top of it. It's not a squirrel protecting dome, it's a weather protecting dome. That way, most of the time, rainwater and stuff like that will not get down into the ports and cause problems with getting the seed out. And a little tray down there for the birds to pick up some stuff out of it as they drop a lot of seed. Well, most of it will fall in this tray and the other birds will grab it there. It's just a great way to set things up so that the birds can enjoy it and you don't have a big mess. And it's attractive to the birds. And you'll get 3 or 4 birds at a time on these things.
Now, the blended seed, I think, is such a great idea. And I would have never thought of that. And was Kohl's first to do blended seeds? The blends, like have all the different seeds in together in one bag?
No, everybody had blends from the get-go. It was what they were blending was the problem.
Yes.
And that's where we got started in this. I started feeding birds and really like, this is fun.
Yeah.
And I've told the story more than once, but I'd come home in the afternoon, all this stuff would be laying all over the deck because they threw it out. And and the birds aren't even going down and eat it. So then you look and say, well, wait a minute. You figure out pretty quickly, they don't eat that. The birds that come up to this feeder, they want sunflowers.
Yeah.
And things like that. They don't want millet and milo.
Right.
So we started doing our own and said, don't even put that in there. I started mixing my own.
Yeah.
With just what they want. Sunflower meats, no shell. Sunflower with shells, okay. Then you hit the peanuts are great.
Yeah.
And the other items in there. And safflower is a nice little seed.
Yeah.
And we put mostly the stuff that's kind of proportion to what you think they're going to eat. And so you don't want a lot of safflower in there if not many birds will eat the safflower. You want mostly the sunflower. And, of course, sunflower meats is my favorite #1 seed of all time because it's almost ubiquitous. Everybody wants it.
Oh,
Everybody
look at all
wants
these
that.
goldfinches.
And they can
all
all
the
eat it.
goldfinches at the same
And
time.
that leads right back into the thing we
So
started seeing
beautiful.
all the bluebirds showing up
Yeah.
because they can eat sun meats.
Yeah. I just always think that the birds love the look of that blend. They see all the different seeds in there.
It stands
and they just-
out.
Yeah, it really does
stands out.
stand out. Yeah. And special feeder is like your favorite blend, right?
It is. Nothing against the rest of them. It's just my
Yeah.
personal favorite. And we have the blends that have a little millet and all in there, and that's great for certain things. You put that in there,
Yeah.
a little of the millet comes out, and it takes care of your ground feeders and other birds that would like some millet.
Yeah. So a
But-
tube feeder and some special feeder, and you're golden, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
give somebody for a gift. All right, so we want to encourage you while we're just bird watching these beautiful birds out in Richard's yard. We also want to encourage you to ask a question. You've got Richard here who's an expert, and I went into social media. We have a big YouTube channel for Coles if you haven't discovered that yet. We also have a Facebook group called The Lazy Birder. So please get to know us on all our social media. But I have some questions for you
Okay.
from social media. The first one, will a fake owl decoy deter smaller songbirds? Would they be afraid of it?
Maybe.
There we are.
Why do you put those things out? Yeah, well, it's to scare a lot of things away. It may deter the birds for just a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't move for a while, they just get used to it, and I think they understand that it's just a fixture at that point, or it's
Yeah.
dead, and it doesn't pose any danger.
Yeah.
And then after a while, they just ignore it.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of people talk to me about, well, my owl quit working. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you can't check the batteries. That's just the way it is. They get used to that thing. 'Cause if you move that owl around every day in different places and maybe get it to shake a little, maybe you'll get better results. But after a little bit, they get used to that thing that doesn't move. And
Right.
like
and
I
they
said,
know it's not alive.
I've
if
seen
it's
them
not
land on
moving.
those things. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So do squirrel baffles scare birds away?
Anything
That's different
that's different from what they're used to will scare a bird away.
initially.
They're very cautious.
Yeah.
And you can change the color of the seed that's in the feeder, and it'll bother them for a while. I've done stuff like that. Go with some from a mix to just pure sunflower meats, and they'll come by and then they go back and come back over again. And it takes them a while to get used to it. Once they understand what's all in your feeder, it's okay. But any change, move your feeder. It'll take them a while to
Yes.
go over to where you put it in the new place.
You're right.
They are creatures of habit,
Yeah.
extremely. So anything you change, I used to get a lot of calls and talk to a lot of people about that. I'd sell them a brand new feeder, and they'd say, well, this don't work.
Yeah.
Well, what did you do? Well, we just hung it up. Okay. And they hung it up in the same place, or especially if they hung it in a slightly different place, took the old feeder
Yeah.
down. It just takes them, it's not long, generally a day, 2 days, maybe 3. You get the old crowd back, and it's fine.
Have you seen this with hummingbirds? This is so funny to me because we'd have our feeder and the hummingbirds fly into the feeder, hummingbirds fly into the feeder, and I'd take the feeder in it to wash, and literally they're coming like, where do I
Right.
land?
Right where the feeder is. You can
Right.
just see them. Where'd it go?
Yeah, they're
Where'd it go?
like, what has happened? I
We-
don't get it. And then there's another one 10 feet away that they don't go to.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it's not their feeder. It's
Right.
not what they're used to. It's not here. Literally 2 or 3 feet.
Yes.
You put it over here,
Yeah.
and whoops, they're going to come over here and hover for a minute. Then they'll
Yeah.
go to it. But when it's, they get used to what's there.
Right.
They'll change pretty quickly. They'll find
Yeah.
it. But you have to just understand, anytime you change their little world a little bit,
Yeah.
and the more you change it, the longer that time's going to last before they get used to it.
I always feel so guilty. I hate when I have to
on the-
wash them, but I take them in, put them in the dishwasher, and that's
On the
it.
hummingbird things, you'll hear a lot of people say, well, I didn't get my feeder up in time, and hummingbird came back it showed up, and they just sit there and hover where the feeder
Yes,
used to be
exactly.
the year
That's
before.
why you feel guilty.
They
yeah.
know exactly where that feeder
Right.
was. Yeah.
They come looking for it. So one of the questions, what bird got you into birding?
Yeah, hard to say. It's really
Yeah.
hard to say. I don't think it was one single bird.
Yeah.
There was 1 or 2 that like, oh my goodness, look at this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But it was just the general idea of feeding the birds. I said, we received a bird feeder as a gift. Great gift ideas, by the way.
What a difference in your life.
May launch a career, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I got it and put it out, and we started seeing the little birds like, oh, wait a minute, what's that? And you see birds haven't ever paid attention to before. And they sit there, it's like, well, this is nice.
Yeah.
Started enjoying it. And
Yeah.
then I had mentioned earlier that, we started going on some bird walks and all just to see what else is out there. And you see some birds you'd never seen before, although they're reasonably common, you just never saw them.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have a feeder for them to come to, or you didn't go out in the woods with your binoculars looking for them. And everyone you see is unique in itself.
Yes.
And cardinals, they're very, very common birds, but they're just so cool to see.
Yes,
And
they are.
I like blue jays.
I know a lot of people
A lot
don't,
of people
but I
don't,
love to see them too.
but
I'm the same way,
They're
Richard.
noisy, but they're kind of fun to watch.
Yes. A lot of people do not like blue jays. I have seen on social media. So we'll end it with, what's your favorite bird or bird family to attract?
Bird or bird family?
Yeah, like a type, like finches, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Woodpeckers, big categories of bird.
I'll go back to what I said a minute ago.
You like them all.
The variety.
Yeah.
If bluebirds, everybody says, oh my goodness, I love bluebirds. Let's attract bluebirds. And bluebirds, every day, bluebirds. Oh, a bunch of bluebirds. Wait a minute. What about all the other birds? And the variety, to me, is what makes this exciting. And then as you change through the year, you get some birds you'd only have part time of year. It's that life cycle and that changing all the time that makes this so interesting.
Yeah.
Not just watching, oh, I got my bluebird. Well, that's nice. I really like bluebirds, but I don't want to just watch a bluebird all year. I'd like to see the bright stuff. Favorite birds, the one that's on my feeder now.
Yep. That's a great answer. So this has been great. I love getting to know. I love all the passion that Richard has about bird watching, and you can tell it in the amazing food too. We want to end today's show with video of all the semifinalists and another video of the winners that are in our 2026 calendar. Again, get yours. Either email Cindy at coleswildbird.com, Cindy with an S, S-I-N-D-Y. Or you can go to Cole's One Stop Shop and you can order something and you'll get a free one with that. So thanks for joining us.
A free one with
A
any
free
order.
one. Yeah. A great deal.
Yeah, got to do that.
You can't beat it.